Hi. All right, welcome to episode 2, going through the book of the Song of Solomon, the Song of Songs, the greatest song of Solomon. And so we talked in the first one how there's a great courting going on, a great acquaintance going on, and how there's cycles of things that God takes us through. Well, chapter 2 is a lot like chapter 1 in the sense that there's still a lot of what I consider courting going on. There are intimate things said, and it's she says his right hand embraces me. She's explaining him to the daughters of Jerusalem. And he's talking to her, but there's still, I would still call this the acquaintance, because in the reality, maybe she was already a concubine and already had this closeness with him, but it's without a doubt that he couldn't have sustained a tight, close relationship with 1,000 women, right? With 700 concubines and 300 wives. There's no way Solomon could have sustained relationship with all of them. So she's in this process of becoming that one out of 1,000, right? And I really believe that's our calling, is all of us have the ability and the capacity in Yahweh to be the one out of 1,000. So that's what's happening. And she's courting him heavily. He's courting her heavily. I want to emphasize that because in the next chapter, we're going to go right into the encounter, the consummation of what I call consummation of marriage, the encounter that really changes everything. So that's where I believe understanding acquaintance and the courting is important in these first 2 chapters. Again, an acquaintance is someone knows just doesn't know well. I have an acquaintance here close to me at work. This lady works at a gas station. I see her 4 or 5 mornings a week. Her name is Kim. She's in her 50s. I know that she walks. She lost some weight. I show her pictures of my kids. I know she likes hanging out on the weekend. She likes riding bike. She knows when I've been sick, when my kids have been sick, when they're well, what they look like. But I don't know this lady. I don't know what she does at home. We never spend anything more than the 1 or 2 minutes a day talking when I see her. Like we've never over a year, and we've never passed the acquaintance phase, and we never will, unless something changes where we work together or something. There's just no real setting I see us ever growing past the acquaintance phase. And I believe that's what's important to understand. I encourage you, as we go through these chapters, to read through the whole chapter. Before you read this, or during, just push pause and read it, come back, and understand that how much courting can go on and what it can look like, but yet still be an acquaintance phase. Because I can tell you that I spent years in Song of Songs chapter 1 and 2 before getting to chapter 3. And I know what it takes. I know, and it's there's a recipe that heaven likes, and it's desire, it's hunger, it's responsibility. But nonetheless, the love and the desire and the hunger also should never leave. They should never change. And I think that what happens a lot of times is people, they do the courting for a while and even years, like I did, but they never get to this place they're trying to get to, and we have to figure out why. And some of that is in this chapter, and that's why through the desire, he says to her, "Oh my beloved, rise up and come away with me." He's telling her, get up and come away. This is important because we're going to be talking about this later on in chapter 6 or 7. He's talking to her saying, rise up and come away. There's a point, a place, and a thing about the acquaintance phase is there's a lack of maturity, and the wooing of Jesus, of Yeshua, calling us into relationship with him. We have to respond to that. We must respond to the wooing. It doesn't matter how many years it's been. He's not just drawing us to leave us hanging. He's drawing us out. And so She's deeply interested in him. And then, another important thing at the end of this is it says, take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vine. And this right here is one of the reasons that people stay in the acquaintance phase and don't move on to the consummation of marriage and to the deeper relationship with God. It's like, we've stopped doing the big things, the big external things that the things the world considers in Christendom, or whoever considers like the big things that we don't do anymore because God's with us, right? I mean, because I've chosen to walk with God. This is the way I'm doing it. I've stopped. But it's the little foxes. It's the little things that spoil the vine. And this is so important. And I think it's so tactically placed right here in this chapter during these 2 chapters of courting. And he's saying, look, I know you love me and you desire me and you want this deep encounter. You want to consummate. He's the one instigating and drawing it too. God wants the same thing from us more than we do, but there's something that has to happen. And it's that we have to take the little foxes. We have to figure out the little things that we're doing internally or externally that are spoiling the vine. We need the vine to produce the fruit and to become ripe to get where we're going. We need to do the right things to maintain the garden so that the vines bloom like they need to. That's what leads us into deeper relationship with Yeshua. So in this chapter, as we're pushing past acquaintance, just want to highlight maintain the desire for God, and then listen to the calling of Jesus, to the wooing of him, whatever it looks like in your life, to get up, rise up and come away with him. You got to follow through with that pursuit of him. And then lastly, as we court and love and push through the acquaintance phase, and as we rise up and obey and follow the wooing that he's calling us with, let us also be diligent to catch the little foxes, to take the little things and to take care of the little issues that destroy the vine. God bless you. I'm so looking forward to getting into chapter 3 now.